Aloha, beautiful souls. This is Ryan of tranSOULution, and welcome to my channel, Transform with Ryan, where I am bringing you that light whenever there are shadows. Now, in this Pick a Card Tarot reading, we are going to answer the question, how will you recognize your future spouse? So I have some cards laid out here, which is going to give some information as well, but we're also going to take a look at their personality, okay? We're going to take a look at the current situation in their life when you two meet and have the opportunity to chat and talk and get to know each other. And we're also going to try to see if we can get some information as to their physical features as well here in this reading. So lots of information to cover. So let's get going with some of these options here. We have the Dolphin, which is paired with Goldstone, okay? And what's so interesting about Goldstone, I think you can maybe see it, is that these flecks of gold within the surface are actually not gold, it's copper. Okay, so Dolphin is paired with Goldstone there. We have here in the middle Elephant with Rhodochrosite. So this beautiful crystal with lots of layers of color in it. And our third option here is Cougar with Pyrite, okay? So just feel into the crystal energies, feel into these power animal spirits, and see which one or which combination is calling you the most to help explain to you how you will recognize your future spouse. And then go down to the description box below. You'll see the timestamps there to head to your reading. So see you there, loves. Hey there, Star Fam! Welcome back to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. And today we are going to find out how will you recognize your future spouse. Okay, we're going to get those hints, those clues to sort of maybe confirm or affirm what your heart and your spirit may already know ahead of your brain, right? So let me know who you are for those of you that chose the Dolphin with the gold stone here. And we're going to get started with your reading, looking at their personality, okay? So here you chose the Dolphin, so this person is super duper playful here. I would say that they're definitely that personality that's young at heart despite their age. Maybe some people even put them down and say they're a bit childish and immature, but really, you know, at the highest expression, they're very playful and they've not lost that youthful vigor, okay? That youthful outlook where there's hope, there's imagination, and life is fun. It's an adventure to be experienced. It's not all dreary and like struggles and hardships and responsibilities. Okay, so that's not their personality. And I think this is lovely that they have that Dolphin personality, right? And what I'm also getting is definitely this is the person that likes to probably joke around, okay? Crack jokes, and play pranks or tricks on people, okay? Like they're that type of person that will hide on around the corner and go, boo, right? That's that kind of person. And, you know, at some point, if they aren't already, they might not be the best at telling jokes, right? They could fall into that category of like the person who does like dad jokes or those cheesy jokes where, you know, like it makes sense on a funny level, but it doesn't necessarily make you laugh out loud, okay? But regardless, they do like to tell jokes, make jokes, and granted, sometimes their jokes are in poor taste or can go too far, but they don't mean any harm by it at all. Not by any means. Like, in fact, this personality is not that type of personality that is vindictive or vengeful or, you know, they're not into like payback. They're not mean-spirited at all, okay? Your future spouse. So that's lovely. I think it's lovely anyway. I hope you do too. Now let's pull some of these zodiac cards as well. Now, of course, your future spouse could have this sign. If we pull out a certain zodiac sign from this deck, or have a lot of placements in that sign, but really what I'm getting more is this is their personality, okay? So for example, if we pull out a Libra, it doesn't necessarily mean they're a Libra or they have a lot of placements in Libra, but they share the qualities and they have the qualities of a Libra. So that's what that's about. So let's go ahead and pull a few cards here to get some more insight on their personality, and we're gonna save their looks for the last part, okay? and we're going to focus more about their personality and their journey in life, where they're at in their life when you meet them. So let's see. Personality, we have Saturn here, okay? So despite their tendency to joke around and play pranks on people and stuff, they do honor their responsibilities, okay? So even though they joke and play around, they're not unreliable. They're not irresponsible, okay? So what I'm sensing is that they're definitely that type of person where they like to have fun while they take care of their responsibilities and they do their job, they handle their duties, right? They like to have fun in the process. They're also like, why? They don't want to be bored and be miserable doing things. They like to get as much enjoyment as they can, even when it's about, fulfilling their duties and responsibilities. And also what I'm getting here is that they're very organized, okay, and they're really big on timeliness as well. That's a lot of the essence of Saturn. And going back, I mentioned responsibilities, okay? So this is not that playful type of personality where it's like they shirk their responsibilities and they're unreliable, they're flaky. It's not like that at all because they have Saturn coming through as their personality. They are very reliable. You can count on them, all right? And you know how I said and sometimes they go a little bit overboard with the joking. That's not very common at all, actually, because this Saturn card comes out. Like they know, usually, they know when to draw the line and when to be a little bit more serious, okay? When the jokes and the pranks maybe are definitely unwanted, like they don't push it, okay? Something else came through and I kind of lost my train of thought for a second. Oh, I was just gonna say that maybe those times where they don't know the limits and they go a little bit too far. It could be like when they have too much to drink. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe when they're around a specific person that kind of brings more of that jokester energy out on them. Like sometimes, like with my uncles, like separately, yeah, they joke around and they know their limits, but when sometimes my uncles come together, it's like they feed each other, right? They feed off each other with that jokester, silly, goofy energy, and sometimes it just gets out of hand. So, it's like kind of that situation with this person. And then we also have Leo. So here we go. Again, not that you have to focus too much on the sun sign here, but they could be a Leo. Saturn is associated with Capricorn. So that could be the case for many of you. But really what I'm calling through with the Leo energy is that this person, they're definitely not afraid of the limelight. They're not afraid of attention here, okay? In fact, sometimes that's why they make jokes, is to get that attention, to let people know that they're here and that they're fun and fun-loving. So the Leo does like to stand out. It's not shy by any means, right? And people who joke generally aren't. So this person is not very shy. They're very outgoing. They have a lot of energy. I'm getting the sense too that they enjoy being physical. So exercising is a big thing for them. They don't really like to sit around and do nothing. In fact, they get restless quite easily. So they like to be busy. They like to be doing things. And it kind of probably fits well, especially if they have a lot of responsibilities. So you need a lot of energy, right, to make sure that all the tasks are completed on a day-to-day basis. What else am I getting? They're also very brave. Okay, they're very brave. They're very courageous, and it's not necessarily like that sort of stereotypical brave where it's like they're not scared of monsters or heights or the dark. It's not necessarily like that, but they're very brave in the sense where they stand up for what they believe in. They protect those that they care and they love for, that they love, especially when there is this threat of a loved one getting hurt or being insulted or taken advantage of, like they're very protective in that sense. All right. So there's their personality. All really good things, wouldn't you say, so far? Okay, now let's kind of take a look at where they are at in their life, what their situation is like in their life when you two meet, when you two come into each other's lives. And it could be that you even have met this person, like maybe some of these things already are ringing true for you. And so you might even see some alignment and some synchronicities here when we do this portion of the reading. All right, so let's see what is going on with their life situation when you two meet, when you cross paths. So we have fear, darkness, hesitation, insecurity, know that you are protected. So this is where their life is at, okay? Not so much yours. We have ascend, expansion, evolution, universal intelligence, stay connected to spirit. We have alone, abandoned, lonely, lost, the divine is with you. And we have hesitation, past heartbreak, broken trust, afraid to move forward. Oh, this is very, very interesting indeed. Okay, so what we have going on here with these cards is, I said that they were brave and they were courageous before. And so this card with this fear is not really highlighting or contrary to that, but what it's really speaking to is they're going through this dark period in their life. So this darkness, okay, is what is highlighted when I kind of look at the energy and the message behind these cards. So what I'm sensing is that this person, when you come into each other's lives, this person is really getting over some sort of pain, some sort of heartbreak. Now, it definitely could have been with a romantic partner, an ex, but I'm also sensing too that their heart was broken in other ways. Like maybe they set their goal on achieving something and they didn't quite make it, okay? And so they're feeling this disappointment, this heartbreak over not achieving this goal and finding that success that they were working towards, okay? Like maybe they had a business that failed. Maybe they lost their house. Maybe they didn't complete their master's degree, or they failed a big exam like the bar exam or the MCATs or something like that, right? So there's some type of heartbreak that happened in their life and they lost this trust in themselves, or if it involved an ex, they lost trust in a romantic partner, and they're feeling a bit stuck, okay? And they're really feeling alone. And for some of them, they did this on purpose. So they shut the world out when they experienced this heartbreak, this pain, this failure. They shut the world out and they kind of went into this kind of protective shell, protective cocoon, where they're trying to find themselves again and get their bearings and figure out, okay, what do I do from here? Okay, because again, this is a Leo. They have a Leo energy. They have a lot of energy. They don't like to sit still. So even though they're alone and they're maybe not necessarily looking for another relationship, they're not necessarily looking to dive back in, get back on the horse, dust themselves off and try again, right? Maybe they're not in that space just yet, but they're definitely reflecting, planning next moves, okay? And I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if they spent a lot of time, more time at the gym or working out, because that could be a way for them to relieve stress and sort of get grounded again, is to do some physical exercise and physically exert themselves. And what they've come to realize, as they go through this inner journey alone, is that they're expanding, they're evolving. They're on some level, they're going to know that everything happens for a reason, and that it could be not the right time for them. It could be that there is a different path that they didn't see before, and that they were more on this path of like, I'm doing what people said I should do, or I think I should do, rather than what they truly believe they should be doing, okay? So it could be that their life is doing this slight alteration in course to go where they actually need to be and what their soul purpose is, okay? So that's kind of where they are at their life. There's like they're embracing this crossroads. They're working through this letdown and picking themselves back up and finding a new direction, new purpose in life, doing a little bit of healing. All right. So that's kind of where they're at with their energy. And that's the phase that they're in their life at that point. So that's how you're going to recognize them, is they're, recovering from something, and they're reconnecting with hope again and faith and belief that they can do it and that things are going to work out just fine. All right, so let's see what we have here as far as physical appearances. Wow, that was a really amazing shuffle. Okay, we'll stop there. So I'm going to pull 3 cards out from here to give us some insight as to their physical appearance. So we're going to look at the people on this card to get some idea of that. So here we have the Page of Cups. Hopefully this will all fit here. The 9 of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so, all right, looks like they're fitting okay. Beautiful. So definitely it's going to be someone with dark hair. So we see this young girl. We don't know what this person's hair looks like. It's kind of hidden under that cap. But we have dark brown hair, a little bit lighter of a brown. So this person likely has brown hair, maybe even black is going to be their hairstyle. I see it's also a bit longer, right? So it's not like shaved, right? Like a military style haircut, for example. They're not bald either. So they have longer hair. Some might even have long enough to be ponytail. Others, it's more like past the ears, like kind of going into the neck, maybe even shoulder level here. Okay, so that's part of their physical features. Also, I'm getting the energy is pretty young. So we have the Page of Cups here, and we also have this young girl. So this person may be younger than you even, or you may just meet this person in your 20s or your teenage years, that kind of thing, like you met each other when you're young in life. The other thing that I'm seeing too with this 9 of Wands, because on this card is the tarot of the new vision, and so it shows the reverse image of the card. And so in the classic Rider-Waite tarot deck, on the front, this bandage actually goes over an eye. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that there's something that draws your attention to their eyes. There might be a scar like around their eyes or on their face, like kind of in the eyebrow area. Okay, so that could be one thing. They may even have a scar somewhere else, right? Like on their leg, on their arm, whether from a surgery or some kind of childhood injury. I don't get the scar is necessarily going to be like really loud and in your face. But there's definitely going to be like a story to tell with it, right? And again, they have this Leo energy, this very playful energy. So it could have been some kind of accident where they fell off of something, right? Or something dropped from their hands and it like scratched them or cut them, right? So it's definitely, there's a story that goes with this scar, some type of mini adventure that they had in their past. So make sure you ask them about it, okay? Also, again, because it's over the eye, so it could be that their eye color is very striking to you, okay? Maybe it's that, very classic beautiful combination of like dark hair with blue eyes. So it could even be something like that. The eyes are very catching, very captivating. Maybe their eyes even have like a little bit of an amber tone to them as well if their skin is a little bit darker. And they could even wear glasses, all right? So glasses are a great way to draw attention to the eyes and to the face. So they could even wear glasses, is what I'm hearing. Now, what do we know about the body? Is there anything we can get about the body? Really what I'm getting is they kind of just have a very classic build, okay? So, for those of you that are attracted to male-bodied individuals, very broad shoulders here. And I don't see this sort of like V-shape body, okay, where the shoulders are broad, kind of tapering into a narrow waist. It's kind of like very solid all the way down, okay? You kind of see, maybe some people call that like a stocky build, okay? And here with For those of you that are attracted to female-bodied individuals, you know, I see this very classic feminine shape here, and also um, average size breasts. I know that's kind of weird to bring up, right? But hey, it's anatomy. It's just the body. You don't have to get uncomfortable about it. um, yeah, and I see, you know, they're not skinny. That's the thing that I'm getting from their physical features. They're not this skinny sort of body type or super thin. They have like this nice average build. Like they fill out their body quite nicely, is what I'm seeing here. What else am I getting? So a lot of outdoorsy scenes here, okay? Like there's no buildings here. We have this field, we have this sort of beach or plain. Oh, this is the beach. Here's the plains. So they definitely look like an outdoorsy type of person, all right? They don't look, their vibe and their look isn't one of like fancy attire. They don't look like a brand queen, right? Or brand king where it's like, oh my God, I have to have like these fashion high fashion brand kind of clothing, or clothing that necessarily is super flashy and stands out and speaks like, oh, I'm so rich, I have so much money, right? That's not necessarily their vibe. I get the sense that, you know, having this sort of outdoorsy look, their clothing is very practical, okay? It's very like chill, very maybe average kind of looking, okay? Kind of go with the general trend here, not super eye-catching looks, okay? So yeah, wow, that was really lovely. I haven't done that type of interpretation of the cards when it comes to physical appearances before, so that turned out quite nicely. Let me know what you thought about your reading down in the comments below. Make sure to like this video. Let me know what about your future spouse you are loving hearing from your reading. Call that stuff in. Be ready to receive it, my loves, because it is coming your way. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and turn the notifications on so you don't miss out on any more of these fun readings that we have in store for you here at Transform with Ryan. And then I'd like to just ask you a couple questions before you go to your next reading. Number one, are you experiencing a spiritual awakening and you're feeling like you're finding more answers, or more questions, excuse me, than answers, and in need of guidance to make sense of it all? And or number two, are you feeling stuck in life? Are you feeling trapped by repeating behavioral patterns, repeating limiting thoughts and beliefs, and you're ready to like get rid of those and start manifesting the things that you desire out of life, out of love, out of career, and everything else? So if you answered yes to either of those questions, then I want to extend a special invitation to have an opportunity to work with me on one-on-one coaching, okay? So the goal would be to have you navigate and overcome these obstacles and these patterns to start manifesting the things that you want. And so go ahead and book an appointment with me. The link to do so for that one-to-one discovery call is in the description box below. And let's have that opportunity to get to know each other and see if we're a good fit, a good match for me to assist you personally with achieving your goals in life and finally getting what you desire out of life, all right? So I look forward to connecting with you, Star Fam. And until next time, my love, sending you so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. Dun, 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 dun. And today we're going to find out together, how will you recognize your future spouse? Hey. So for those of you that were drawn to the rhodochrosite crystal here, and or the elephant, let me know who you are down in the comments below, and let's get into your reading, shall we? So this first part here, I'm going to put your rhodochrosite crystal right over here. This first part here is going to be focusing on the personality of your future spouse. That will help you recognize them when you meet, or maybe you've already met. And this video can help confirm your suspicions for you. And then we're going to kind of look at where they are at in their life, what they're experiencing when you meet or when you had met. And lastly, we're going to look at some physical features and characteristics, okay, to help you recognize them. So let's get started here with the elephant with resolve. You will overcome any obstacles. So what I'm actually getting from this card is that this person, is older than you. And they could be older in age, which I think is highly likely for many of you, but they are older than you in the sense that they come off as very wise. Like they've gone through a lot of things in life. They've had many life experiences that have formed their personality. And so they're in this position really to give good advice, sound advice, and encouragement. And a lot of people actually go to them, right, with their problems, with their questions, when they need help, when they need someone else's perspective to help them come to a conclusion, come to a solution, or understand things better. So their personality is definitely one of wisdom and someone that's very trusted is what I'm getting. They have this very trustworthy personality, like you can count on them, you can rely on them to give you the honest truth, to really help you out here. And I'm also getting that they're kind of like an old soul is their energy. Okay, so again, regardless of their age, they have this old soul type of personality. And they seem very wise beyond their years. I'm also sensing that they feel very powerful to a lot of people. Like they have this presence and this poise that almost like commands respect. Okay. It's kind of like that person where you just know they're not necessarily the one that you would joke around with or that you'd play a prank on. Okay. Right. Have you ever met that kind of person where yeah, maybe they seem a bit serious and a bit no nonsense, but they just exude authority. Okay, very, very interesting. Now, let's get some cards here from this zodiac deck. Now, definitely, could this person, if we pull out a sun sign or talk about sun signs, could they have that sun sign? Yes, of course. But the main focus here is to give you some insight as to their personality in general and not just focusing in on their sun sign. Even though, if you're familiar with my channel, that I do love me some astrology and the zodiac and things like that. But, my intention for this reading is not to really focus too much on that aspect, okay? And just kind of lean into more identifying their personality as a whole. So let's get some more information on that. We have Libra. Okay, so again, their sun sign or a lot of their placements could be in Libra. But what their personality is like is that they tend to exude a lot of grace. Okay, remember we were talking about poise, and it's like they command respect. So this person carries a lot of grace with them. They come off very well put together, okay? Like they don't come off as like sloppy and disorganized or disheveled or confused. Like they come off as very level-headed, okay? Because we have the scales here. So they come off as very level-headed. They come off as someone that is really fair, okay? And that's about that honesty and that wisdom here, is that they are a person that is very fair. And even though, yeah, they might have their favorites, they don't let that cloud their judgment, and that they will always go for what's right over favoritism, okay? And they definitely strive, and a lot of times they're successful in this way, that they strive to do what's the right thing to do in the situation, regardless of their personal feelings. Okay, and in some cases that may rub people the wrong way, especially family and friends, and maybe even coworkers, right? They'll feel like, oh, hey, you're my friend, you're my family member, you're my sibling, you're my child, you're supposed to be on my side. And the thing is, with the elephant, because the energy is so wise and so respectable, is that again, you can trust them to make the right call, the right decision here. Okay, and so they have a very strong foundation in ethics and morality and in balance. Okay, that everything should be balanced. If you do something wrong, there should be a consequence for that. If you do something right, there should be a reward for that. Okay, so that's definitely their vibe here, their energy. Now, one of the things with Libra is that they may come off a bit flirty as well. And, as a Libra myself, I'm very friendly in general, and some people mistake my friendliness for flirtation. And so that could be something that they've experienced as well, is that they're very friendly, they're very approachable, okay? And some people mistake that for being flirty and being open to flirting, okay? Next, we have Leo. Interesting. This came out for another reading as well. So it's interesting here with the Leo and Libra pairing, because Leo likes attention for one thing, and Libra naturally draws attention to themselves quite easily, again, because of their poise, because of their grace. Some people even say like Libras tend to be good looking, but that's not really the focus of this part of the reading. We'll get into that later on towards the end. But here with the Leo, it's again speaking to, they have this very memorable personality, okay? They're not that type of person that blends into the crowd, blends into the background. So they definitely stand out. People tend to remember their name, for example. They're very brave. Now, in the other reading, the brave took kind of a different tone, but in your reading, this type of bravery, again, is having the courage to do what is right, okay? Taking the necessary actions in service of the greater good, in service of justice, even if it isn't a popular one, okay? Now, the thing here with Libra as well is they're very good with words. And so their personality combined with the Leo is they're very charming, okay? It's almost like when you observe them, you're like, wow, they can smooth over even the messiest and the most tense situations. They can smooth it all out, okay? That's the energy that I'm getting. And with Leo, I'm also feeling this sort of leadership energy, okay? Which is very natural for someone who has a lot of life experience, a lot of wisdom within them. And a lot of people come to them for advice, right? We have this, the lion is like the king of the jungle, right? And I'm getting these images of the Lion King, that Disney movie, right? On Pride Rock, the lion is up there ruling over the savannah. Is that right? The Sahara. Oh my God, the plains in Africa, okay? I think it's the Sahara, actually. I know it's the Sahara Desert. But is it the savannah too? The savannah plains? Oh my God, why am I like blanking on this? Jeez. I was reading this book that takes place near Savannah, Georgia, and that's why it sounds so weird to me right there. Even though I'm pretty sure the Savannah Plains is a place in Africa as well. Oh my gosh, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, in the comments down below. You all are so helpful when I'm at a loss for words and I get tongue-tied. But anyways, back to your reading. So they do exude this leadership quality, okay? Again, it kind of falls in line with that commanding respect type of energy that they have, all right? Now, I definitely don't want you to leave thinking that their personality is super serious and super boring, because it isn't. Again, they're very charming, and I would say they really know how to befriend people, and they do have this level of playfulness about them, because I think of like lions and lion cubs as like playful energy, and Libra, again, super flirtatious, very social beings, okay? And so they do know how to navigate in social situations, and they definitely know how to make people chuckle. Okay, it's not like they have necessarily people in tears like a huge jokester where they're like falling over, ROFL, LOL, LAMO kind of energy, but they do know how to make people smile. There, that's a good way, but they know how to make people smile. Maybe they can get a few chuckles here and there, okay? But they're not like a clown energy or a practical jokester energy. So let's kind of get some information about where they're at in their life. What is their situation like when you come into union, when you meet each other? What's going on with them on a personal level when their paths cross? So this will help you recognize them, okay? So when you've had conversations, when you've gotten to know them, you'll start to see some synchronicities here with this part of the reading. So we have receive, open-minded, abundant, ready. It's your time to receive. So I'm getting the sense here that they are definitely looking for love when you meet them. They're looking for that genuine connection. They're looking for romance, okay? They're ready to receive that life partner. Surrender, detach, trust, free fall, have faith that all will be well. So what I'm getting with that is, maybe they had this vision of what their life was going to look like before and what their partner was going to look like and how their happily ever after was going to play out. And they realized that that's not how it turned out. And they're surrendering that control and that stubbornness. Like, I want it this way. Oh my God, it made me think of that Backstreet Boys song. I want it that way. Tell me why. Anyways, a little interlude there. So they're surrendering to the process, and they're surrendering to being surprised and trusting that the right partner is going to come through for them. And it might not be, in that ideal fairy tale way. Maybe it might not be the ideal appearance that they thought they wanted. But when they meet you, when they've surrendered to this process of receiving what is most in line with them when it comes to a romantic partner, they're going to be so happy, okay? So don't get worried that you're not going to meet their expectations, because their expectations are going to be tossed to the side anyway when they meet you. And they're going to know this type of love that they didn't think was possible given the circumstances. We have solitude, retreat, introspection, silence, go deep within yourself. So when you meet them too, they were in a bit of, maybe some people could call it a dry spell, okay? Where they weren't really dating, they weren't really out to meet people and go on a lot of dates, okay? They kind of took a break from all of that. They spent some time alone. And when you meet them, they're really starting to be open to receiving love, a relationship, and surrendering to that process, when before they were a bit guarded, okay? And maybe they just weren't feeling it. They weren't into like meeting people when you meet them. That wasn't really one of their priorities in life. Karmic partner, oh my gosh. Conventional relationship, duty, bound by societal conventions. So what I'm getting here with this bound by societal conventions is, again, they were programmed, if you will, or they were led to believe that their ideal partner was going to look, act, behave, have a certain type of career, right? That they were going to fit these criteria. And they've come to realize that, hey, what I thought I wanted, what I thought was right for me wasn't entirely accurate. And so they're going to release these societal conventions, okay? Like, for example, maybe some people, they think that their perfect partner has to be taller than them, right? Or has to earn more money than them. And that sort of notion, that belief is going to fall to the wayside when they connect with the one, which would be you, okay? So you're not going to look like what they pictured the type of person that they'd end up with would be like. Okay, you're not going to fit that sort of, I want to call it like a cookie cutter look. Okay, you're not going to fit that image. And it's honestly for the better, because you're a perfect match for them. And if they held on so tightly and they didn't surrender these expectations and beliefs, then they wouldn't have connected and met with you. And you're that perfect match for them, okay? That's why they're your future spouse, right? Despite whatever happens with marriage, I like to think that most people enter a marriage with the intention that this is a good match for them. Okay? So in this case, they're leaving behind convention as far as like what society expects, but they're also ready and surrendering to receiving a life partner here, not just someone that's like a hookup or someone that they're just gonna date for a few weeks, for a few months, and then move on, right? So they're ready to embrace that conventional relationship, and ready for marriage. Okay, they're ready to share their life with somebody for the long term when you meet them. So that's where they're at. So they're leaving this period of solitude. They're surrendering to the universe and to the process of of like falling in love with the right person, regardless of how they look on paper or in person. Okay, so let's take a look now. I'm sure maybe some of you were anticipating this part the most, what we can glean about their physical appearance. So how are you going to recognize them physically? We already talked a little bit about their personality. We talked about where they are at in life, their current life stage, when you connect, when you meet, and now let's look at their appearances. All right. So we have here the Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I'm already getting some really good information already as it is. And we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so more than likely, this person is going to be very, very well dressed. And what I'm getting is, it makes sense, right? Because with this Leo and Libra energy, that's very eye-catching about them. We talked about that. So, I mean, you see this knight with this shiny armor here, these bright red robes. So red is a color that really catches the eye, okay? And the fact that all three of these people are wearing red means that their looks, their appearance, their way of dress is very eye-catching, okay? Now, this Nine of Pentacles, what this card symbolizes and represents is someone who has created stability and financial security in their life, okay? And so what does that mean? That means you can afford the nicer things in life, okay? So not necessarily saying that this person is so stuck up that they only wear brand names, although maybe that could be the case, who knows? But that this person does care a lot about their appearance. They care about their public image, okay? Like, you know, maybe in the home, they can let their hair down, like get comfy in some sweats and some PJs, but when they're out in public, they make sure they're dressed well. And in a lot of cases, maybe dressed to impress, okay? And it's very easy for them to do so, to dress to impress, because they're already eye-catching as it is, but you put a nice outfit on them and bam, like, oh my gosh, it's like runway ready, honey, red carpet, get those cameras out. So they definitely catch people's eyes with their outfits, okay? And some of their outfits may be a bit odd or a bit unusual, because like, my God, look at this hat here, okay? They have this really like obnoxiously tall hat that this person is wearing. Now, as you can see here, so it looks like you kind of have a mixed bag for hair. We have dark hair here in these two individuals, but lighter hair here. So what I'm getting is that, you know, hair color, we're not going to get very definitive answers when it comes to hair color. What I'm also hearing is that some of your people may even color their hair, okay? So they might have highlights in their hair, okay? Because I know a lot of people with dark hair, they put like blonde highlights in it, and it looks really nice actually. So this person could have highlights in their hair. They might even, because we have this like obnoxiously tall hat, they might even have a hair color that's like pretty wild, like pink or purple, blue, that kind of, or multiple colors in their hair. So their hair may even stand out, you know, on top of their regular, their dress and their appearance already as it is. What I'm seeing too with their appearance is they definitely have this look where they're more of an indoorsy type person, okay? That they're not really that person that likes to get down and dirty, right? And get some mud on their clothes. They're very prim, very proper in their appearance here. And they're not that person which and this doesn't mean that they don't enjoy these things, okay? So I don't want to mislead you because we're just talking about their appearances. So they may be that type of person that's like, oh, I'd much rather go sit on a yacht or play cards, sit down and read a book. Like they may look like they're that type of person versus that rugged, earthy type of person where it's like, yeah, let me go climbing, let me get my hands dirty, let me go outdoors and like roll around in the grass. Like they don't have that look, but they very well may enjoy the outdoors. Okay, who's to say they wouldn't? It's just that their appearance looks very well put together. Now, also what I'm getting is they have this exotic look to them because there's this parrot here, which, a lot of people characterize as exotic animals. So they may have this exotic look, this very unique look about them here, and maybe in some ways very wild, this wild animalistic attraction that people have towards them with this lion, okay? Because lions are also exotic animals too, right? So they have this exotic look, maybe foreign to the typical look of the mainstream culture where you're from, okay? And they could even be from another country, another ethnicity that's different from yours as well. Let me see what else. Also, just in general, their appearance looks to be very peaceful, okay? And that's what you would expect with someone who's well put together. So they don't have this harried look that's like poorly groomed and disheveled. Because they're so well dressed and so well put together, they have this air of like grace and peace and calm about them also in their looks, okay? They don't look sloppy and disorganized with their look. Yeah, and that's what I'm sensing. So let me know what resonated most with you in your reading. Like and comment down below the traits and the personalities that you're calling into your reality, to your existence with your future spouse here. And please make sure to subscribe to this channel as well. Don't forget to do that. And don't forget to turn the notification bell on, of course, so that way you don't miss out on any more of these fun, high vibe readings on this channel. And before you go to your next reading, I just want to ask you a couple of questions. One, are you experiencing a spiritual awakening and you're finding yourself with a lot of questions that you don't have answers to and looking and hoping and seeking for some guidance? Or two, are you feeling stuck in life? Are you feeling like at a crossroads and you're not sure which way to go and you want to maybe release a lot of these limiting beliefs and behavior patterns that don't serve your goals and your ambitions, and you want to start creating this life that you always wanted and attract love, attract a career and wealth and so many other things to fulfill your dreams and desires? Well, if you answered yes to either of those questions, or maybe even both of those questions, then I'd like to extend a very special invitation to you to connect with me for an opportunity on one-to-one coaching, okay? So if you look down in the description box below, there's a link to book a one-to-one discovery call with me. And on that call, we'll have that chance to get to know each other and see if we're a good match to start working together to help you achieve your goals and your ambitions, okay? And really move forward in your life in a very strong, positive way. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you in that setting. And until then, of course, my loves, sending you so much love and cosmic hugs. Take care. Until next time. See ya. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome back to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. I don't know why I said it like that. So silly, huh? So let me know who you are. For those of you that were drawn to the Cougar card here and the pyrite crystal. And let's find out more about how you will recognize your future spouse, okay? So I'm going to put your pyrite here off to the side and let's get into looking at the personality of your future spouse, so that will help you recognize them. Next, we're going to look at like where they are at in their life, the life stage that they're in when you connect, when you meet up, and then lastly, we're going to look at their physical appearance, okay? So with the Cougar, we have confidence here, be bold and take charge. So what I'm getting about your future spouse's personality is that they're very outspoken. And I'm also getting that they're very ballsy. Okay, like they don't hold back with their actions and what they have to say. So they're that type of person, like if they see something and they want it, they go after it. They have that confidence and they're very bold and daring in that way. So I wouldn't even be surprised if your future spouse was the first one to make a move on you. Okay, I feel like they almost have this predatory energy about them. Okay, it's like they see you and they want you, and so they're gonna stalk you, and not definitely not in a super creepy way, but they're probably definitely going to be checking out your social media account, okay, and trying to get to know everything they can about you. And in social situations, they're definitely going to gravitate towards you and want to have a conversation with you. Out of the crowd, out of the all the people there at the party, you're the one that they're going to have their eye on, that they want to connect with. And it's just lovely because they know what they want. And the thing is, with the cougar energy, they're not one to be coy. They're not one to play games and be shy and be hesitant. Like, that is not their personality at all. And in fact, their personality is very, very honest and genuine. Like, they're not that personality that, tries to play the role or fit the mold to make other people happy. Like, no, they're going to be who they want to be when they want to be. They're going to say how they feel, regardless of what other people think or how they're going to react to it. Okay, they're going to say how they feel, say what they think, and they really don't have any reservations. Okay, so this person is the type of person that's not going to have you guessing as to what their true intentions are. You'll always know where you stand with them. Maybe some people might even say this is that type of person that wears their heart on their sleeve. Okay, they don't hold back on anything, they go all out. So that's their personality type here. Wow, it's very it feels very masculine energy kind to me. Okay, and that's not necessarily speaking to your what gender you're attracted to, but again, it's this boldness, this action taking energy, which is so in line with the divine masculine persona. So let's pull some zodiac cards here. Now, these zodiac cards, it's not meant to necessarily say this is their sun sign or that they have a lot of placements in their chart in this sign. It's more to speak again to their personality, their traits, their characteristics. But it's not to say that it can't be a prominent feature of their chart here, their birth chart. But again, that's not the focus here, okay? So I guess all of that is to say, like, if you have an idea of who your future spouse is already, if their sun sign doesn't show up, then that doesn't mean they're not meant to be with you. Okay, so don't take it that way. So here we have Aries. So again, yes, they could have a sun sign in Aries or a lot of placement in Aries, but that's not necessary. And how appropriate is this Aries card coming here next to the Cougar? Were we not just talking about bold individuals? And that is who an Aries is. Aries is probably the boldest of all the zodiac signs. The archetype for the Aries is a warrior. So very brave, very courageous. They go into battle, they give it their all. They're looking for that victory and that win, and they will achieve it by whatever means that they can, okay? But also honorable, okay? I don't want you to think that when I say by whatever means they have, that they're really sneaky, because remember, we talked about that they're not sneaky, that you know where they stand, that they're very transparent with their thoughts and their feelings. And that's this Aries personality as well. Aries, they're not one to be shy or coy, or kind of hold the cards close to their chest and try to be sneaky. That's not their personality at all. Also, Aries is super opinionated. So this person has a very strong opinion on matters, and they're not afraid to share it or stand by them. And also, what I'm getting to is with Aries, they're very protective. That's part of their nature, is to be protective of what they love and what they value and what they hold dear to them, whether that's an opinion, a belief, or a person, okay? Also, what I'm getting with Aries, this energy is they may have a bit of a temper, okay? And again, they don't hold back, right? And so sometimes they may be prone to these outbursts of yelling, maybe, um, and not that they're violent. So it's not that it goes so far that they get violent, but they definitely are known to raise their voice. Okay. Um, Also, they have a lot of energy within them. Okay, so fire signs, they have a lot of energy, like to be moving. They don't necessarily like to sit still. Aries, too, what I'm getting is they get bored really easily. Okay, and so they like to be entertained, they like to be engaged and interested in things. And we also have Neptune, okay? And Neptune is also associated, excuse me, with Pisces. So we have this interesting blend here of energies where we have someone who is very much tied to the 3D reality, to physical body, right? Like they use their voice, they like to be active, move their body, but they also have this dreamy quality to them. Okay, where they have a lot of hopes, they have a lot of dreams, they have a lot of ideas and notions of how things are going to work out and play for them. And sometimes those dreams, they don't know how to back it up with practical action and um, uh, and with reality and being practical and pragmatic. Okay, they let their dreams guide them and they pursue their dreams, and because of their, you know, maybe fiery, passionate nature, they're not the best at planning and being strategic about things, okay? They just kind of trust their instincts, trust their guts, and they just go for it. Okay, they don't give a lot of thought into their actions, which again makes sense as to why sometimes maybe they have these fits of anger. Okay, also with this Neptune Piscean energy, they're really in touch with their emotions. Okay, and it again, they really can't hide their emotions and they feel everything like 100% and all out. So this person is definitely not someone that goes into anything half-assed. Okay, if they're going to go for it, they're in it to win it, is what I'm getting here from them. Um, Now, I'm also getting that part of their personality. Again, we were talking about how they get bored easily. So some of these people may have a little bit of ADHD, ADD, and that Neptune energy where it's like there's this blurring of boundaries here and this blurring of structure and order. That is something that they definitely have to work with as far as their everyday life, is getting that organization down, seeing things through to the end, being efficient with their time. Those are things that they definitely are working on. Okay. Now here also with the Neptune, this blurring of boundaries is this person doesn't understand boundaries very well. Okay, like they have their boundaries, but they might not really understand other people's boundaries. Okay, so you know how cougars, they can be very territorial animals, but they're also very bold and they'll go into other people's territories. Okay, so this person, what I'm getting is their personality could be very touchy-feely. Okay, and they may be a bit outspoken, so it's kind of like they'll say what their thoughts or opinions are on the matter without being asked, or maybe they'll say things at a very inopportune moment or an inappropriate moment, and it's like, oh my god, you shouldn't have said that, like now it's not the right time to bring that up or talk about that. But again, they don't have a good sense of these boundaries, and if they feel it, they're feeling it 100% and they don't hold back, so they just let it out. Okay, so they're just blurring of boundaries. And for some of them too, maybe for some people, they're a little bit too touchy for their comfort. So this is the type of person that, will hug you, will put their hand on your shoulder. For those of you that love physical affection and this person could be a wonderful match for you. And I mean, if they're going to be your future spouse, then obviously this is something that you desire. So they're very touchy, okay? They like holding hands, they like hugging you, they like kissing you, they like putting their arms around your waist, on your thigh while you're sitting down. They love maybe wrapping their arm around your shoulder. So they like that kind of physical touch and connection, okay? So I'm guessing you do too. So let's go ahead and take a look at what stage of their life they're in when you meet, when you come into union. I feel like that card wanted to come out, so we're gonna pull it out and put it to the side. So let's kind of get a sense of that. Okay, one more shuffle. And then we'll reveal what life stage they're at when you meet this person. So first out, we have observe, social media, fascination, curiosity, watching from a distance. Okay, so they're definitely on the prowl when you two meet. So they're checking out profiles online. They're checking out if there's any websites or whatever information is available about you on the web. Here, what I'm also getting is that they're definitely on some type of dating platform, okay? For many of you, they're on like Tinder, OkCupid, eHarmony, or whatever dating apps are available in your country, in your location. So they're there, they're, you know, on the prowl. They're looking for a partner in life. They're taking that action and going for it. Here we have masculine. Oh my God, we were just talking about the divine masculine energy right at the beginning, and here we are at that confirmation, okay? So your divine masculine, your twin or soulmate seeking you. So they're taking action. They're at that point in their life where, hey, I want love, and I'm gonna go out there and get it. I want a relationship. So that's where they're at in their life. What else we have? Karmic partner, conventional relationship, duty, bound by societal conventions. So this card actually came out with another reading, but in your reading, what I'm sensing is that this person is very traditional, okay? Like they see this phase in their life as the next step in their life course. Like, okay, so they worked on their career, they went to school, now they want to settle down. It's like natural, it seems like a natural next step in their life is to find their partner, find their spouse. And again, you know, if they have an idea, if they have a notion on what they want to do, they go for it. They take action. They don't hold back. They don't have reservations or worries or doubts or fears. They just go for it. And they definitely see very conventional roles for your partnership as well. Like to them, it's very clear, like, okay, you're the one that is the breadwinner. You're the one that brings in the bucks. And then this other person is like, yeah, you may work as well, but you're also having that role of taking care of the home, being sort of like the mother in this relationship, and the other person being the father. So however that works out for you, okay? It's like you know your role, what you're bringing into the relationship, and you have a very clear sense of what the other person, what their role is and what they're bringing into this relationship. And then we have family, kids, opinions, judgment, resolve, family stress, get support. So it's very, oh my gosh, out of all of the readings, this one here has been very, very straightforward, that this person wants to start a family. Like there's no way around this. There's no other way to interpret this. The stage in their life that they're at is they're looking to settle down. Okay, they're looking to start a life with somebody. They're looking to start a family with somebody. They're looking to have that very classic sort of lifestyle, right? Where you have a home, you have maybe a dog even, you have your kids, your life is full of family gatherings, summer vacations, gift giving and celebrations on the Christmas trees, birthday parties, right? PTA meetings, soccer games, school plays, band concerts. Like that's the life that they want. And they're going for it. And that's what they're seeking when you meet, okay? And it's going to be very clear. So this is, you know, when you connect, it's not sort of that hookup culture or that polyamorous vibe. Like they're looking to settle down in a very traditional, classic way. Now, let's take a look at some physical characteristics and physical features of your future spouse, all right? This has turned out really well in the other readings with the physical features and information. I haven't done that before because I've kind of favored sticking more to the essence of a person, their spirit and their soul. And in this reading, I was guided by spirit to talk about their physical appearance. And so I'm thrilled at how it's come together. So let's take a look at how you will recognize your future spouse based on their physical appearance, shall we? So we have the Two of Wands here. We have the Ten of Swords. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So as you can see, like one of the more obvious features here is that this person has dark hair. So we have brown. This one almost looks a little bit black, but it could be because it's nighttime in this picture, okay? And that's why their hair looks really, really black. What I'm sensing here as well from their appearance is interesting. So what I'm getting is that their appearance is going to be a bit intimidating to you. So it could be that maybe they don't smile a lot. So you can see this person, right? They kind of look a bit grim. And this person, obviously they're not smiling because they're laying on the ground with a bunch of swords in their back. Wah, wah. And this person, you can't even see their face. So definitely I'm getting this sense of that they have a very serious look to them and they look a bit intimidating, right? Like I'm getting that this person, if there were a crowd of people and you needed to ask somebody for directions or help, this would not be the first person you go to, okay? And it's not because they're not gonna help you or that they're mean and they're awful. It's just because they don't have the most welcoming look on their face, okay? They might have like RBF, resting bee face, okay? They might even have that. I know there are some people too who they just naturally have a scowl on their face when they're at rest. But rest assured, that's not really their personality. Like they're not this super grumpy, like difficult personality at all. It's just like, again, this is just their appearance here. All right. And at first, I'm also getting that they may be a little bit hard to read, okay? Because there's this person here with like a cloak on and a mask, and this person, like you can't even see their face. So on first appearances, on first impressions, it's like they're a bit hard to read. Like, they look grumpy, but maybe on the inside, they're really happy. And maybe you might think like, oh my God, this person looks really mean, and maybe they don't like me. But on the inside, they're like, oh my God, they're falling head over heels over you, okay? And it's not until they take action, which is sort of their trademark personality trait here, is that it's not until they take action on something do you really understand where they're coming from. So with this person, really what I'm getting is you can judge them by the actions that they take. Okay, that will be the best judge of their character, not their appearances, because their appearances are going to be a bit misleading. I just watched Fire Island. Let me know if you watched that movie on Hulu. Super duper funny. And it reminds me a lot of my time spent in Provincetown in Massachusetts when I lived there in Boston. But anyways, that story was based off of Pride and Prejudice, and there's a character that, embodies Mr. Darcy. And so as many of you know who are familiar with Pride and Prejudice, which is one of my favorite, stories, is that Mr. Darcy comes off as this really rude, inconsiderate, mean-spirited person that's like grumpy and difficult. And really that's not how he is. He's super protective of his family and the people that he cares about, and he's always about doing the right thing. Okay, and he'll speak his mind, especially when it comes to risking someone's safety and security. He'll like speak out against it to warn them. And so that's what I'm kind of getting here is that, you really have to look deeper beyond appearances to really understand this person, because the appearances are going to be a bit misleading. What I'm getting also from this is that their appearance may be a bit drab. Okay, so we have this dark cloak here. We have dark kind of lighting in this image, and we have you know, these earthy tones here. It's like this brownish red, brownish orange kind of color. And this personality, like this jester, it doesn't look like they're really being much of a jester here, you know? It looks like they're kind of down in the dumps and feeling a bit depressed. And so I'm getting this drab energy. So what that means when it comes to physical appearances, okay, is like this is not the kind of person that lights up a room with their smile. Okay, let's just be honest. And this isn't that type of person that's going to make this grand splashy entrance as like, hey everybody, with a big old smile on their face, right? Like this is not that person. This person is more reserved in their appearances, and that would look like wearing darker colors. So they probably prefer like gray, white, black, earth tones, right? I'm getting the sense that they like a lot of solid colors. Like you can see in the main characters in each of these images, they're not wearing patterned clothing, right? The jester, yeah, it has a striped clothes here, but even that is pretty basic, right? So their clothing style is very simple, very practical, not super flashy. And that's another feature of their physical appearance and their physical looks that will help you recognize them. What I'm seeing here too is this person has like a lot of wrinkles. So they might have, you know, like crow's feet by the corners of their eyes. They might have some wrinkles on their forehead. You can see here too, like the defined shape of their labial folds. I know that's like their nasolabial folds, which is like a total medical term. So for those of you that didn't know, I used to work in medicine. I was in medicine for 15 years. So that anatomy terminology I'm very familiar with. But it's those folds like from the nose down towards the jaw to the chin that kind of frame the mouth. So they have, you know, a little bit of wrinkle lines here. So they have that feature as well. And what else can I see for all of you? You know, this is really kind of odd, but what I'm getting, I didn't really expect this, and I'm not sure where it's coming from other than my higher self and from spirit, is that this person is also kind of short. Okay, they're on the shorter end of the height average for, you know, born males and born females. They're kind of on the shorter end of the trend here, or of the bell curve. That's also what I'm getting. Um, yeah, that's what I got for you. I'm not really sensing much. Perhaps you're getting some whiffs as well of physical appearance from your looking at the cards and interpreting them yourself. Well, let me know though. Let me know what you liked about your reading. Let me comment it down below. Let me know what you're calling in, what is really resonating with you about your future spouse. Okay, bring that into reality. If you haven't met this person already, you haven't married this person yet, which I'm guessing no, because this is all about your future spouse. So if you're calling that person in, comment it down below. Let us know what is resonating with you. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any more fun readings that we do here on Transform with Ryan. And before you go to another reading though, I want to ask you 2 questions. Number 1, are you on a spiritual awakening journey in your life and you're finding that you have a lot of questions and not enough answers, and you're finding that you need a little bit of guidance, you need a little bit of help and clarity here? Or 2, are you feeling stuck in life? Are you wanting to remove limiting beliefs and unhelpful behavior patterns so that you can achieve what you want in life, achieve your goals, and begin manifesting things in your life, in love, in career, in finances, and whatever you can imagine? Are you ready to kind of let those blockages go and start creating in your life the things that you want? So if you answered yes to either or even both of those questions, then I would like to extend a special invitation for you to connect with me and have this opportunity for one-to-one coaching with me to help you come up with a plan, help you build these practices to achieve your goals and your dreams. So in the description box below, you'll see a link to book a one-to-one discovery call with me, so that way we can meet and we can see if we're a good match, a good fit for me to help you achieve your goals and help you make this positive shift and this positive change in your life. So I'm really, really looking forward to connecting with you. And until next time, my loves, though, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Sending you so much love and cosmic hugs. Bye.